What's up everyone, it's Complex AI here and let's talk about the future. Actually scratch that, let's talk about the present because the future is closer than we think. 2025 is here and it's shaping up to be a pivotal year for tech. We're not just talking about incremental upgrades here people. We're talking about breakthroughs that have the potential to fundamentally change the way we live, work and interact with the world around us. From the way we diagnose diseases to how we power our homes, the next few years are going to be wild. So in this video we're diving deep into 20 emerging technologies that are poised to redefine our world by 2025. We'll break down how these technologies work, why they matter, and what kind of impact they're going to have on your life. Get ready for a serious dose of tech optimism, because things are about to get very interesting. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about quantum computing. Now this is a field that's been generating a lot of buzz, and for good reason. We're talking about a completely different kind of computing power here. One that could make even our most powerful supercomputers look like toys. See, traditional computers use bits, which can be either a 0 or a 1. Quantum computers, on the other hand, use qubits. Qubits leverage the strangeness of quantum mechanics to exist in multiple states at once. This allows them to perform calculations at speeds that are simply unimaginable with classical computers. We're talking about solving problems in minutes that would take classical computers thousands of years. This has huge implications for fields like medicine, materials science, and finance. Imagine developing life-saving drugs, creating entirely new materials, or optimizing financial models with incredible precision. Quantum computing is still in its early stages, but it's evolving rapidly. Companies like Google, IBM, and Microsoft are all racing to build the first truly useful quantum computer, and the progress they're making is seriously impressive. Next up, we're diving into the world of medicine, where AI is poised to revolutionize drug discovery. Developing new drugs is a notoriously long, complex, and expensive process. But with AI, we can potentially streamline the entire pipeline, making it faster, cheaper, and more efficient. Think about it. AI algorithms can analyze massive data sets of biological information, identify promising drug candidates, and even predict how those candidates will interact with the human body. This kind of computational power is a game changer for researchers. We're already seeing AI make waves in the pharmaceutical industry. Companies are using AI to develop new treatments for everything from cancer to Alzheimer's disease. And as AI technology continues to advance, we can expect to see even more breakthroughs in the years to come. This means faster access to new and innovative treatments, potentially saving countless lives. It also means we could see drugs tailored to individuals, taking personalized medicine to a whole new level. This is not science fiction, people. This is the future of healthcare. Yo, what's up everyone, it's Complex AI here and let's talk about something that sounds straight out of science fiction but is closer than ever to becoming a reality: fusion energy. I mean, we've been hearing about it for years, right? But this time it feels different. We all know the world is hungry for energy, and fusion has the potential to be the ultimate power source. Imagine a future where power plants could generate nearly limitless clean energy, all while producing minimal waste. Yeah, that's the dream. Now, fusion works by fusing atoms together, kind of like the opposite of how nuclear power plants work. This process releases an insane amount of energy, way more than traditional nuclear fission. And the best part? Fusion doesn't rely on fossil fuels and produces significantly less radioactive waste. Scientists have been working on achieving stable fusion reactions for decades, and recently, we've seen some major breakthroughs. We're talking about achieving ignition, where the fusion reaction actually produces more energy than it consumes. It's a big deal, and it has the potential to revolutionize how we power our world. Alright, moving on to something that sounds equally futuristic: 3D printed organs. We're talking about creating fully functional organs in a lab, ready to be transplanted into patients. The current organ transplant system, while life-saving, has limitations. There's a massive shortage of donors and finding compatible matches is a constant challenge. But imagine a world where we could just print a new organ whenever we needed one. 3D bioprinting, as it's called, uses bioinks, which are basically made of living cells, to create these organs layer by layer. We're talking about hearts, kidneys, livers, you name it. This technology has the potential to completely transform the medical field and save countless lives. While we're not quite there yet, researchers are making incredible progress. We've already seen successful transplants of 3D printed skin grafts and even some more complex structures. The future of medicine is looking pretty wild, and 3D printed organs are definitely a game changer. Next up, we're diving into the world of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs for short. This is some real-deal Matrix-level tech, people. We're talking about devices that can read your thoughts and translate them into actions in the digital world. Imagine controlling your phone, computer, or even a prosthetic limb just by thinking about it. That's the kind of potential we're talking about with BCIs. And it's not just about convenience. This technology could be life-changing for people with disabilities, allowing them to regain lost mobility and independence. Companies like Neuralink, founded by, you-know-who, are developing implantable BCIs that are designed to be minimally invasive, kind of like getting a chip implanted in your brain. But there are also non-invasive BCIs that use external sensors to pick up brain signals. The possibilities with BCIs are pretty much endless. We could be looking at a future where we can download information directly into our brains, control smart homes with our thoughts, or even communicate telepathically. The line between science fiction and reality is getting seriously blurry, guys. Alright, so we've talked about a lot of cool tech down here on Earth, but what if we could tap into a near-infinite power source in space? That's the idea behind space-based solar power. Think about it. No clouds, no nighttime, just constant raw energy from the sun. We're talking about capturing sunlight in space with giant solar panels and then beaming that energy back to Earth. The tech is still being developed, but some companies and researchers are making some serious progress. Imagine one day, a good chunk of our energy could come from these orbiting power plants. Now, the big challenge is figuring out how to transmit that energy efficiently and safely back to Earth. We're talking about beaming high-powered energy through the atmosphere, so there's still work to be done. But hey, the future of clean energy could be looking down on us right now. Okay, we all love our gadgets, but you know what we don't love? Electronic waste mountains of old phones, laptops, and other devices piling up. It's a growing problem, but what if our electronics could just disappear after they're done with? That's where biodegradable electronics come in. Researchers are developing circuits, chips, and even batteries using special materials that break down naturally over time. Imagine a future where your phone could literally compost in your backyard after you're done with it. No more toxic e-waste, just tech that returns to the Earth. Of course, there are hurdles to overcome. We need these materials to be durable enough to last through the device's lifespan, but then break down completely and safely. But the potential for a more sustainable tech industry is huge. Let's talk transportation. Cars, trains, planes, they're all fine, but what if we could travel at insane speeds, like close to the speed of sound? Enter the Hyperloop, a concept that's been around for a while but is getting closer to reality. Picture this. You step into a pod, and it accelerates through a near-vacuum tube, propelled by magnets. No air resistance, no friction, just pure speed. We're talking about traveling between cities in minutes. Companies like Virgin Hyperloop and others are actively testing and building out this technology. Imagine hopping on a Hyperloop from New York to Los Angeles in under an hour. There are still challenges like the cost of building these massive infrastructures and ensuring passenger safety at such high speeds. But the dream of ultra-fast, efficient travel, that's what the Hyperloop promises. Alright, we've all seen the movies, robots that look like us, act like us, maybe even think like us. But how close are we to actually having humanoid robots out in the real world? Turns out, closer than you might think. Companies like Tesla, Figure AI, and Unitree are all developing seriously impressive robots that can walk, talk, and interact with their environment in pretty sophisticated ways. We're talking about robots that can navigate complex terrain, handle objects with dexterity, and even learn and adapt to new situations. Now, we're not quite at the level of C-3PO or anything, but these robots are already starting to pop up in workplaces and research facilities. They're being used for everything from manufacturing and logistics to healthcare and even companionship. The potential here is huge. Imagine a world where robots could take over dangerous or repetitive tasks, freeing up humans to focus on more creative and fulfilling work. That's the promise of humanoid robots, and it's a future that's rapidly approaching. Next up, we're talking about a technology that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi novel, smart dust. Imagine tiny, almost invisible sensors, scattered throughout the environment, collecting and transmitting data in real time. That's smart dust in a nutshell. We're talking about sensors so small they can be sprinkled on crops to monitor soil conditions, or released into the air to track pollution levels. In the medical field, imagine these sensors tracking your vitals from inside your body, providing doctors with constant real-time data. And because these sensors are so small and energy efficient, they can be deployed practically anywhere, creating a truly interconnected network of data points. Think about the implications for security, with smart dust acting as an invisible web of protection. Or for climate monitoring, imagine these sensors distributed across rainforests, oceans, and glaciers, providing unprecedented insights into the health of our planet. Smart dust might be tiny, but its potential impact is absolutely massive. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges facing humanity: climate change. We all know that reducing emissions is crucial. But what if we could also pull carbon dioxide directly out of the atmosphere? That's where carbon capture technology comes in. This tech has actually been around for a while, but it's only recently that we've started to see the kind of large-scale investment and innovation needed to make a real impact. Companies and governments are pouring resources into developing and deploying carbon capture solutions, from giant facilities that scrub CO2 from industrial emissions to machines that literally suck carbon dioxide right out of the air. This technology has the potential to be a game-changer in the fight against climate change, buying us valuable time to transition to a more sustainable future. It's not a silver bullet, of course, but it's a powerful tool that could help us avert the worst effects of a warming planet. Alright, how many times have you scrambled for a charger today? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you, charging cables might become as obsolete as dial-up internet? We're talking about wireless energy transfer, and it's not just about charging your phone across the room. Imagine powering up your entire house, your electric car, even medical implants, all without a single cord. Companies are already experimenting with different technologies, from magnetic resonance to laser-based power beaming. Now, we're not talking about beaming up Scotty just yet, but the potential here is huge. Imagine a world where dead batteries are a thing of the past. No more cable clutter, no more range anxiety. This tech could truly be a game changer, and it's closer than you think.
Please hold until the conference host arrives.
Remember the early days of Zoom calls and that awkward silence when everyone's internet lagged? Yeah, we've come a long way since then, but remote work is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Enter augmented reality workspaces. Picture this. You're sitting at your desk, but instead of staring at a flat screen, you're immersed in a three-dimensional virtual office. You can interact with colleagues as if they were right there with you, even if they're on the other side of the world. Think virtual whiteboards, shared three-dimensional models, and holographic presentations, all within your field of view. This tech could completely change the way we collaborate, making remote work more engaging, productive, and dare I say fun. And it's not just limited to the office. Imagine architects designing buildings in real time, surgeons performing complex operations remotely, or students experiencing immersive learning environments. AR workspaces have the potential to revolutionize countless industries. We've all been there, that gut-wrenching moment when you drop your phone and see the spiderweb of cracks on the screen. But what if our devices could heal themselves, like Wolverine from X-Men, but less metal claws, more molecular magic? That's the promise of self-healing materials. Scientists are developing materials that can repair themselves from damage, whether it's a scratch on your phone screen, a crack in your car's paint, or even a tiny fracture in a bridge. This tech works by embedding microscopic capsules filled with a healing agent within the material itself. When damage occurs, the capsules release the agent, which then reacts chemically to seal the crack or scratch. Now imagine the possibilities: phones that can repair their own screens, buildings that can withstand earthquakes, and roads that never develop potholes. This tech could make our world more resilient, sustainable, and maybe, just maybe, save us from a few tech-related heartbreaks along the way. Alright, so we've talked about AI designing drugs, but what about addressing the root cause of some diseases? That's where CRISPR comes in. This tech is like having a word processor for DNA. It lets scientists target and edit specific genes with incredible precision. Think about it, we could potentially cure genetic diseases like cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia. That's a game changer, especially for folks who have these conditions in their families. And it's not just about fixing things that are broken. CRISPR could enhance existing traits like boosting crop yields to combat food shortages, or even making crops more resistant to climate change. It's like taking evolution into our own hands. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility, right? Ethical considerations around CRISPR are crucial, and we need to have open conversations about its potential impact on humanity. But the possibilities, those are just mind-blowing. So, we've seen AI create some pretty impressive stuff already, but get this. AI-generated art, music, and even films are about to become mainstream. We're talking about AI composing symphonies, painting masterpieces, and even writing movie scripts. Now I know what you might be thinking. Will robots replace artists? Honestly, it's not that simple. AI can be a powerful tool for artists, helping them overcome creative blocks, explore new styles, and even automate tedious tasks. Imagine feeding an AI your rough sketches and having it generate high-fidelity images, or inputting a basic melody and having it compose different instrumental arrangements. It's like having a creative partner who's always down to experiment. This collaboration between humans and AI is where things get really interesting. It's not about replacing human creativity, but amplifying it, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the world of art and design. Okay, picture this. Cities that adapt to your needs in real time. That's the promise of smart cities. We're talking about integrating AI and the Internet of Things to optimize everything from traffic flow and energy consumption to waste management and public safety. Imagine sensors throughout a city monitoring traffic patterns and dynamically adjusting traffic lights to reduce congestion. Or smart grids that optimize energy distribution, making sure power goes where it's needed most. And it's not just about efficiency. Smart cities can also enhance our quality of life. Think personalized recommendations for public transportation, real-time air quality monitoring, and even smart trash cans that signal when they're full. This interconnected urban environment might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's closer than you think. As sensors and AI become more sophisticated, we can expect to see smart cities become the norm, making urban living more sustainable, efficient, and enjoyable for everyone. Alright, so we've talked about some pretty futuristic stuff, but this next one hits close to home, literally. Vertical farming. It's exactly what it sounds like. Growing crops in vertically stacked layers, often indoors. Think of it like a skyscraper, but instead of offices, it's packed with leafy greens and vine-ripened tomatoes. It's incredibly efficient, maximizing yield in a fraction of the space. Climate control means no more weather-related crop failures. Plus, growing food closer to consumers cuts down on transportation costs and emissions. Many vertical farms use AI and sensors to optimize growth. Companies like Bowery Farming and Plenty are already producing massive amounts of produce. It's a game changer for sustainability and global food security. Alright, so picture this, hundreds, even thousands of tiny robots all working together, coordinating like a hive mind. No, it's not a scene from a sci-fi movie, it's Swarm Robotics, and it's about to change the game in a bunch of industries. We're talking about these small, agile robots that can communicate with each other in real time, adapting to changing environments and tackling complex tasks as a collective. Imagine them navigating tight spaces during search and rescue missions, autonomously inspecting infrastructure for damage, or even optimizing logistics in warehouses with crazy efficiency. And the best part? Individually, these robots might be simple, but their power lies in their numbers and their ability to collaborate. This distributed intelligence allows them to be super adaptable and resilient. If one bot fails, the others can pick up the slack. Plus, the modular design means you can easily scale up the swarm depending on the task at hand. We're talking about a whole new level of flexibility and efficiency. Now let's dive into the world of the super small with nano-medicine. We're talking about utilizing nanotechnology, think super tiny robots and materials, to diagnose and treat diseases at a cellular level. Imagine microscopic devices delivering drugs directly to cancerous cells, bypassing healthy tissue and minimizing side effects. Or nanosensors detecting early signs of disease. This is the kind of futuristic healthcare that was once just a concept, but now it's becoming a reality. The possibilities for nanomedicine are pretty much limitless. So there you have it, 20 emerging technologies that are poised to reshape our world by 2025. From quantum computing to nanomedicine, these advancements are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, impacting everything from healthcare to energy to how we work and live. It's an exciting time to be alive, witnessing this rapid pace of innovation. Which of these technologies are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all things tech. Thanks for watching.